G'day, this is Jason here from Forex Trading Watchdog, and today is April the 11th, 2020, and we're starting off with spot gold here, and of course we're looking at my favorite time frame, 4 hour. So anyway, I'm pretty sure I showed you this trade last week. But we'll show you again. We got a high and a higher high, and the lower high on the indicator. So we would have got short right in here. Put our arrow on there, right there. That is regular bearish divergence. So we got short right here. Our stop would have been 310 points. And it went down 431, so you would have reached your first target, and you would have moved your stop loss on your second half of your order to plus 5 pips. So you would have made your 300 pips on the first order and 5 pips on the second half of the order. Then we had a hidden divergence set up from here to here, okay, from here to here. And we would have got long right in here. Our stop would have been 427 points. This is the gold, remember. And it went up 800 points. So you almost got your 2-to-1 win-loss ratio on that trade. Okay, so then now let's cover a couple of the other pairs. Okay, so we're looking now at the pound dollar. Okay, and basically, we had a triple top up here from last week. It was a dead week, as you can see. It just went sideways. I myself don't usually take trades after a sideways event like that because it's usually a fake out, and it was a sell fake right here. So if you got short right here, you know, we had the divergence from here to here, la-di-da, triple top. If you got short here, your stop would have been 177 pips. And it did not go down 177 pips. It went down 139. So it did not reach your first target, so it would have been a losing trade. And then we got a low and a lower low right here. Okay. Right here it is. Oh, boom. Okay. And right from there to there, there's your divergence. So you would have got long right here. And it's 170 pip stop, and it went up 153. So it's missing your stop by about 12, 13 pips. I mean your first take profit. It's missed it by just a few pips so far. But we're having, you know, it's not over yet. You're still in the trade, okay? I believe it's going to go much higher next week. And it'll reach your first and probably second target. We'll see now, won't we? Okay, let's look at the Euro chart now, 4 hour. Okay, so on the Euro, we had divergence. Yes, indeed. We had divergence right here. I don't know if I showed it to you. I'll just quickly go over it again. Right there. Okay, there's your divergence. Sell right in here. Stop was 100. Went down 263, your 2-to-1 win-loss ratio. And down here we got a double bottom, okay, right here, very easy to see. Boom, right? And boom. There's the divergence. Your entry would have been right there. You would have had a 60-point stop. And then we've went up 120. We now have seen our 2-to-1 win-loss ratio. How do you like them apples, huh, folks? Gotta like them. So, now let's look at the Aussie pair now. The Aussie pair also had divergence all over the place. Right here, okay, and right here. There's the sell right here. If you sold right here, stop was 96 pips, and it went down 137, so you hit your first target. You're all good. And then it turned and went the other direction. You would have got 5 on your second half of the order. Okay. Then we have divergence again from here to here, and from here to here. Okay, your entry would have been right here. Your stop would have been about 90 pips, and we went up 300 pips. So you definitely got your 2-to-1 win-loss ratio. Even got as high as 3-to-1 win-loss ratio. Okay, let's look at the Swiss franc now. Okay. On here as well, there was divergence, same as identical mirror opposite of the euro. Okay, we got a low and a lower low. Okay, and we got the higher low on the indicator of choice. Okay, so that was a buy right in here. Stop was 100, went up 190, so almost your 2-to-1 win-loss ratio. Then we had divergence again right here and here, as you can see. I'll make it bigger. You would have got short right there. Stop would have been only 40 pips. Went down 100. There's your 2-to-1 win-loss ratio. Now let's look at the yen now. Okay, the yen, we had a trade. We definitely did. Okay, you guys, I showed you that trade. Went all the way down. We even had a hidden divergence trade right in here. Let me just show you that quickly. Boom. And yeah, somewhere in there. Take it like that to there. And you would have got short right here. 100 pips, and it didn't go 100 pips. It only went 83 if you would have done that trade. However, if you would have done this trade, the low and the lower low, can't always have winners, ladies and gentlemen. But as you can see, it wins most of the time. So here's our long trade right here. Stop would have been 100, and it went up 139. So you would have got your 1-to-1 win-loss ratio, and you would have got 5 pips on the second half of the order, when and if it gets there. Okay, and that's it. We already covered gold. That's all the trades. Anyway, I just want to share something a little interesting with you guys. If you're interested in listening, okay, first of all, I just want to say I am not a medical doctor, okay, and nor will I ever be one, okay. So I learned this information from some people that were stuck on a cruise ship. I believe they were from England, and you know, they caught this virus that's going around now. We all know what it's called, and I'm not going to say the C word because they don't want us to talk about that in the video. But anyway, as you know, a lot of people have been, you know, getting sick and losing their life. So anyway, this is something that might help you to save your life, okay? So anyway, if you did not know, there's two parts to this virus that I've heard. There's one part where you get the sniffles and a couple cold symptoms and very mild, and then it goes away. And apparently most of the people who get that, I've heard 80%, that's what they get. But there's 20% of the people, and it's not just older people, it's younger people too, that I've heard, that get the bad one. The bad one that attacks your lungs where you breathe, okay? It blocks up your lungs, and you know what happens. You've watched it on the news. People stop breathing, and that's the end of it. So anyway, it's a known fact, okay? Listen very carefully now, please. It's a known fact that most people don't realize this, but they're only using maybe 40% or even maybe 60% of their lungs. The other, 50 to 40% of your lungs are closed. They're not working properly. So anyway, this guy that I see the video on, the English guy, it came to the point where he needed to go on a ventilator, and he didn't go on the ventilator. Instead, he remembered doing these breathing exercises when he was a young chap. So what these breathing exercises involve is simply breathing deeply up your nose, okay? Taking all the oxygen and breath that you can up your nose, and then counting to 4, okay, and then blow it out your mouth, exhale out of your mouth, inhale through your nose very deeply so you feel your lungs filling up, and you'll feel a sharp pain too when you do this, okay, and exhale out of your mouth. But anyway, and count to 6 as you exhale. So when you inhale, count to 4, and exhale, you count to 6, okay? So trust me, when you start doing this, you're going to feel your lungs expand open. You're going to feel the sharp pain at first. You might even see stars the first time you do it, because your lungs and your brain are getting a massive amount of oxygen that they don't usually get, okay? So this whole reason for doing this exercise is it will open up your lungs 20 or 30%, which will give you a fighting chance against this virus, okay? And not only will it give you a fighting chance, it will make you breathe better, and you'll be more alert, and you'll be happier. It'll put you in a better state of mind because you're getting oxygen to your brain now. I take care of my 94-year-old mom, and she could barely breathe, and I got her to do these, and it's like, oh my God, it's like a miracle. She can walk better, she can talk better, she can breathe better, she's even saying conversations to me now, talking to me like as if it was 20 years ago, okay? So it's truly a miracle what this breathing exercise can do for you. And I even remember my brother, he was a rock and roll singer, okay? And he used to do these deep breathing exercises, except he would do it for an immense amount of time. He would inhale through his nose and hold it for like a minute. And then he would blow it out, exhale out of his mouth, and count to like 2 minutes doing that. And that's how he could sing so high, like, whoa, you know, and hold the notes, because his lungs were open, and he was probably using 95% of his lungs, because he held it so long, and he did these exercises religiously when he used to be a singer. He's not a singer today, he's 65 years old, but anyway, he used to sing very high, very loud, because he did these breathing exercises. So the whole point of this, of what I'm trying to tell you, is this could save your life, this could change your life, okay, because of just doing these exercises and how it makes you feel and how you can breathe better. And anyway, also I want to say the one thing that's not too fun about it is when you start doing them, you're going to start coughing, and you're going to start coughing because you opened up your lungs, okay, where they were closed before, and then what keeps them closed together is mucus. So when you start doing this, you're going to do a lot of coughing and probably a lot of hacking up of mucus, because that's what's holding and keeping your lungs closed. So anyway, I assure you, I wanted to share this with you. I hope you're one of the people who are smart enough to listen to me right to the end of this video, because I'm giving you something that could not only change your life, but could save your life against this bad virus that's going around the world. So anyway, I just want to say thank you so much for listening today. This is Jason, once again, from Forex Trading Watchdog. If you see the like button below this video, please hit the like button, and if you want to subscribe, hit the bell and click on it again, and make sure you see that it's ringing, and then you'll get all my videos from now on. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great Easter, and we'll see you next week.